so long.
I may go on cam. Okay, cool.
Oh,
Joey, can you see me, or is this like a Dench problem that he can't?
No, I got you now. You good?
Yeah, I can see you.
Looking good, baby. But I can let your hair cut.
Oh, thanks. I mean, I actually cut my own hair, so whenever I hear that, it's, you know.
Where's your axe?
Just had to take a bit to knock the dirt off, but
Oh, I told you it was fucking old.
What up, Fergie?
ah, that isn't. He's in.
Yo, what's up?
Turn the lights on. Yeah, I got you. Hold up. I got a white ass screen, so there you go.
Hey, you two brothers? Look at these two. Holy shit.
There we go. Now I'm fucking live. Alright, there we go. Alright. Alright, are you all ready to begin the podcast? The recording will begin. I mean, like, the actual recording of YouTube will begin in like a minute, alright? But, alright, let me do some kind of introduction. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the RFL RuneScape Football League podcast. Unnamed, TBD, name will be chosen soon. Hopefully soon enough. This is your host, Swagaz, Gaz, Quick Draw Gaz, What the Hell is Chuck, Marago, Matangs, Utangolito, what other names do I have? And I will be hosting the first ever RFL podcast. And here today with me, I have the very first guest, the first cast of episode 1, starring with me. First of all, we have 4 normal guests and 1 special guest. Let's begin with the normal guest. The first person I invited to the RFL podcast, none other than... He used to hate me, right? He used to hate me for a long time. I mean, maybe he despised me, but recently we started getting along together, and my heart has been sunken since then. It's Andy Hammel, also known as Badiak. Badiak, give us a little introduction.
I mean, I think you gave me a pretty good introduction there. I mean, citation needed on the whole me hating you bit, but, you know, you can say whatever you want, we can run with it.
Sure, but let's be honest, Badiak. Everyone has hated me at one point.
It's kind of a strong word. But...
Sure. Alright. And next up, we have none other than a returning analyst. Now, what you have to understand is, like, RFL has had many different podcasts in the past. And this man has been in every single one of those podcasts. Is it a podcast by Shavrae? He's there. Podcast by SpoderJuan? He's there. It's none other than the returning analyst, Stephen A. Dench.
Hello.
Dench, how do you feel today? It's a nice, very good night, isn't it?
Yes.
Alright. And our third and final guest, well, a normal guest, is none other than Joey fucking Ferguson from the Varrock Rams.
How's it going?
And Joey, what are you drinking right now?
Drinking Natty Lights.
And he had...
Saturdays for the boys, that's how it goes.
That's what I mean, right? He had half a bottle of cider and he's already fucked up.
It's not Saturday, it's Natterdays, boys.
Dude, this guy's fucking lit. I love him. Alright. And finally, the special guest who no one knew who was gonna be. He just joined just 2 minutes ago. Badiak's faces across the fucking floor. Badiak had no fucking idea who he was gonna be. And he's fucking astounded right now. It's none other than the greatest RFL player from Ohio, Joshua Corrigan!
Yo, what about Tyler?
Hey, Corrigan, get your fucking camera correct. Like, look into the camera, nigga. Like, look into. There we go. Better. That's better. All right, Corrigan, give us a little introduction. The special guest of episode 1. How does it feel to be a special guest on the first episode of RFL podcast Unnamed TBD?
I mean, it's an honor, honestly.
Throw a gang sign.
And I'm glad that I was able to make it, because clearly this league isn't very active on weekends anymore.
Wow, the special guest already throwing shade towards the league. Holy shit. All right, let's move on. So, guys, the first thing I want to talk about, right? Listen, we did a stream just to pick up, right? We did a stream around a week ago on the draft, right? Luke streamed the draft, I commentated it, and each team had 2 picks, right? But since then, a lot of stuff has happened since then. Since 5-6 days ago, a lot of shit has went down. A lot of arguments, a lot of results, a lot of signings, right? But before we go into that, guys, let's go one by one. What do you think about each team? What is one team you would all like to pick out and say who's
Hold
really?
on. I just want to say this about the draft. I wish it was like one more round.
Why?
There's too many people for there to be that many creators. It should have been.
I do think I'll get out ahead and speak on behalf of council again. I think if we realized that we'd have enough people coming out of the woodwork to fill like 4 teams with 7 people each, like the draft wouldn't have been the way it was. We could have gone another round. We could have added like
Exactly.
Actually,
It would've
yeah.
been so much more easier. People wouldn't have felt like they're not actually being like getting forced to be put on a team. They're getting drafted.
Actually, Badiak, I want to ask you this. Going in,
Go on.
like when you were put on the council, when you Luke, Charlotte, and Tyler were put on the council, did you expect the league to be this active? How much did you guys expect the league to be active, and how much did it actually turn out?
I mean, I can't speak on behalf of those 3 because,
What did you think?
but I started with low expectations and I was willing to be pleasantly surprised. I just didn't want to be disappointed, you know? I was planning around a league of like 4 teams and regularly getting like maybe 4 people to games, but I didn't anticipate what we have now, no.
No. So this is definitely exceeded your expectations.
I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself and say that. We haven't played a game yet,
True.
but sure, we're on that trajectory.
True. And yeah, we'll get more into that like later on the podcast, which is for like the scheduling and the gaming, the times of the games, because a lot of teams are having problems with the times right now. Anyway, since the draft, some signings I'd like you guys like focus on right now is SpoderJuan is back in the RFL. SpoderJuan, who said that he was not going to play RFL ever again in his life, ever and again in his shitty little life, he said he's back. He's now just 3 hours ago. Hot take.
I mean,
2 hours ago.
Surprise, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's that much of a surprise. It's just,
Come on.
especially since he's on Lava King.
That's surprising.
Like,
That's surprising. You guys were young back in the day. How can you remember like what John did?
nah, dude, John was my least favorite person to ever play RFL.
Was that because of your
Yo,
brother?
I don't have really
No.
too many bad things to say about Spode,
I don't really either, but like he was just really toxic.
but like on that team, just adding Spode to that, like, oh my god, holy shit, dude.
It's the team's already bad enough. Like,
What's wrong with that team? What's wrong with that team?
Chemistry, bro.
What's wrong with the chemistry? Have you been in the call? Well, I didn't-
Shavrae and Spode on the same team.
Dude, I'm sorry,
That's
but
gonna work.
I don't think
that's
they've
just not
spoken
gonna
before.
clash, bro. Just give it a couple
you'll see.
games.
You'll see.
I know. I'm gonna take your word for it.
Both
Well-
of those players are like a hit or miss. Like they're gonna be either really good or trash.
Dude, Shav is on very thin ice. You need to understand this. Like, if Shav says one bad thing, he's getting banned forever. So,
Well, Dench, tell
Yeah,
us.
we know that.
Dench, tell
But,
us
like-
how has it been like having Shav back in the call? Is
dude,
he?
Shav's been fine. Shav has been fine. He has not been mean to anyone. He
Huh.
has been loud. He has been very Shavry, but he's been fine. He's been fun to play with so far.
Is he like eating his mic still?
No,
That's
not
Paco.
really.
Actually, Dench, let me ask a question. How did Gro talk to you about him signing Shavrae before you did it?
Yeah.
No. Because Gro didn't sign him. Did you
So
not
who
see
did?
the picture that I posted on the RFL site? Who posted the picture?
You.
I mean, I didn't see it.
Dench.
That was
Yeah.
me.
Dench.
Dench
Wasn't
signed. So did you tell Tiger
So-
at all anything
Yes.
before you signed
Our
it?
team agreed. Our whole team agreed to it.
Okay.
Oh, okay, so basically, what the goal.
So
How'd that conversation go is what I was getting at.
Yeah.
towards.
Dude, Shav sent me a nice apology on the day, and we were going to sign AOL, but he obviously got signed, so we basically just picked up a better version of AOL, honestly, who at the moment is probably more mentally stable too.
I mean, that's debatable. That's debatable. That's
You think
really
so, dude? AOL's been in the league for 2 days, he's already blew up. What do you mean?
I know,
AOL,
but one thing I realized, Dench, is like AOL has a shorter fuse, but his explosion is not as big as Shavrae's explosion. Shavrae has a
Shav
longer
explodes.
fuse. It takes a longer time for him to explode, but when he explodes, he fucking explodes.
But when he explodes, he's just going to get released and banned from the league. So.
I don't know, dude. If you've noticed in the RFL, there's been the last time he exploded was like in Northern Nirvana when he sold his whole team and he fucking just left the league.
But he's our fifth man, though, so he's not even the main part of our team. So
Okay,
if he starts any shit, we can just release him.
okay, so he's the third man then. That's confirmed.
He's the fifth man.
Oh, he's the
definitely.
fifth man. Okay.
Yep.
So how does your like pecking order go then? In the
It goes me and Ditro. We got Tiger, we got Luke, and then Shav is the fifth man, and then we have Spode too. So
hold on. So
I'll let you figure that out.
Tiger is above Luke. Honestly, I thought. Did you say Tiger was above Luke?
I mean, we're planning on playing 4v4, so we'll just have to see how that goes.
Okay, I see. But Shav's been QBing for your team like literally every single scrim.
Mm-hmm.
No one else has touched the Paul's quarterback. I think. Well,
Yeah.
I mean barely at least. How? Like how is that? Like so he's fifth man, right? So why are you giving him the quarterback?
Well, I can confirm who the QB is going to be if you ask.
Go on.
It's definitely going to be me or
Okay.
Ditro.
Okay. Here's what I would say about you and Dietrich quarterbacking, right? This is a different playstyle. You both are. I'd say both of you are equally skilled at quarterback, but I'd say Dietrich might be more methodical in the way he QBs, but you're more entertaining to watch.
Hmm.
That's honestly that's what I get from you and Dietrich quarterbacking.
Mm-hmm. We'll bear it in mind. We also have Spode now too, who's won MVP as QB. So
That's the thing. So you initially had like the 5 people, right? Shav, you, Luke, Tiger, and Dietrich. But with Spode in the mix, and historically Spode has always been like, he wants quarterback, he wants to be like the middle of everything, right?
mm-hmm.
How does he fit in now? I know
Spode
it's
knows
a
his
recent
place
signing.
on the team. Like we've discussed, he knows what his place on the team is.
Would-
I will allow you all to see that when the season starts, though.
Okay.
I don't want to spoil anything fun.
are you going to be confident that he's going to be reliable?
What did you say?
Are you confident that he'll be reliable?
Spode will be there when we need him to be, definitely.
I mean, that's understandable. I can
Yeah.
tell that. Don't y'all have a full roster or something like that?
We have 6 players.
Okay.
We also got to think some games could be really, really late for me. So if I can't make it, we have people there that can make it now because we have 4 MVPs on this team now. People that have won the MVP at QB, so I don't think there'll be an issue.
Dench, I'm still
Yeah.
concerned. Like, how is Shavrae and Spode gonna get together, get along together for 7 weeks? I just don't.
We
see-
actually
It's still fucking hard to
haven't let them in
imagine.
the same room together yet. But when it happens, I'll let you know.
They're gonna end up killing each other.
Yeah.
Or-
Maybe that's why we signed them. I don't know.
to get rid of both of them from the world.
Yeah, just kick each other out.
You're doing us all a favor. Doing the whole world a favor. Oh fuck! I wonder what they're gonna be thinking when they listen to this podcast again. They're gonna think,
Oh, that's fine.
"Fuck it." we're treating them like fucking criminals. Dude,
I like them.
I know,
They're fine.
but I'm treating them like criminals. They got out of jail after 20 years, and
Yeah.
we're thinking, how are we gonna rehabilitate them back to society?
Like when you get fucking dogs and they keep fighting each other, you have to put them in a different fucking room. It's fucking women.
All right. So, moving on from the 49ers, right? The next team is Harmony Brewers. This is Badiak's team. Badiak and Olaf's team.
We can go with that.
Why you gotta start laughing, man?
Because I just remembered again. Fucking Sir speaks body first.
What did he say?
You said he picked that Sirsemperfi first.
Me? No, I didn't.
Badiak, what do you feel about the song they played in the stream?
The random violin noises? Like, I didn't actually catch it happening.
It was so funny, Badiak. I'm sorry, but it was the geekiest thing ever.
I mean, you don't have to apologize to me for that. Like, I don't care. I mean, I didn't pick the song.
Definitely, no, it definitely was random.
Yeah, I wonder
for you
who picked
too,
that
but
song, dude. I wonder if he's in this fucking call. I don't know who that was.
I think it was Tiger.
No, that was fucking me, dude. We were gonna play the Sex Offender Shuffle, but I thought he'd get pissed, so I didn't play it.
Anyway, moving on.
Sorry, Maria.
Anyway, so like Harmony Brewers, Badiak, you didn't expect the first pick coming your way at all. Like, how did
No.
you? All right, give us a live. Like, how did you feel at the time, like when he picked you out of the random fucking blue? Did he at least talk to you before the draft?
I mean, sure, like, Sirs talks to me frequently, but it was never anything about picking me.
He never ever mentioned about you joining his team. Nothing before the
I don't
draft.
think he ever mentioned anything about who he'd draft to anybody. Like,
What the fuck? Okay, but then the second
that's
pick,
his game.
huh? And then he proceeds to pick Tilt, like in the
Yeah.
in the second pick, right? Before, like, since then, Sirs has made a lot of signings, including the addition of the special guest Olaf, beautiful man, and he's added people like Boone, Fushi, anyone I'm missing? Both Mini Ben, your brother. What do you think? Like, is he your brother?
What?
Both Mini Ben.
Oh, is this the bit about how we have similar voices or something? Like,
Isn't he Joey Hammel?
no. I have no idea who BOV is. He's just some guy.
Huh, okay. Anyway, like, since then, like,
What a good question.
your team right now, like, how do you feel about it going into the season? You guys will be playing A-Rog's team, the Warlords.
Correct.
How do you feel about the team so far? How's the environment like in the camp?
So far, we've basically just had conversations about when we can make games, because Boone can't make the original Tuesday time. I really haven't kept track of who can make what times. I can make all
Tilt
the times.
was off an hour too.
I've heard
Like
your
he
team.
could make it to like 7:30.
Yeah, your team right now has the most issues with times.
Spin Zone, actually. Since we all have different schedules and there's just so goddamn many of us, no matter when you put a game, we can get 4 people there. So,
That's good to hear.
And when is the game being moved to? What time is it now?
No.
Do you know, Olaf?
They're in talks about Wednesday at 3 p.m.
Wednesday, 3 p.m.
Yeah, I mean, that
Dang.
was the most recent thing you mentioned, yeah.
And it
They
sounds
should
like
move that back a little bit. 3 p.m. is kind of early.
you mean push it back.
Yeah, for real. That's
Yeah,
what
push
I'm.
it back. I think 3 p.m. is kind of early just because we're all a little bit older and we all have jobs. Like, most of us get off for like 6, 5. We're all working full-time jobs. So,
Does it look like? Well, Buddy, can you make it the game at 3 p.m.?
I could.
What was that noise? Alright. Who the
What
fuck
was
was that?
Who was your special guest?
Olaf, be careful.
It was either special guest or it was like Joey Ferguson. Because,
Yeah.
I mean,
Anyway.
being oddly quiet.
Anyway,
my bad.
Okay, well,
Buddy, brother, can you make the 3 p.m. game then?
I can, like, if honestly, A, yes, B, if you ranked everyone in the RFL by availability, I would probably come in first. Like, aside from, I take 3 classes at college. It's Tuesday,
Or
Thursday.
me.
I'm out at 3. I don't have a job full time. I work when I want to. Like, Sirs would have a hard time scheduling a game I couldn't be at.
Is it true that Sirs has been working 2 jobs and he can only make 1 day or 2 days?
I haven't heard anything about that.
Why would he be allowed to be an owner then? Like, if that was the case. If he's not available, why is he an owner?
Oh yeah, that's one thing about it. Apparently, like currently, like one of the council members, when you guys were discussing like who the team members were gonna be, apparently Sirs told you guys that, yeah, baby, I'll make every single game. Don't worry about that. He said that, and now first weekend he's already having troubles.
I just don't get why he was allowed to be an owner. Like, if he can't pick a fucking game, is that the point of being an owner? like show up.
I mean,
Or to lead your team.
I honestly wasn't around for this conversation, so I can't give you a concise answer, but I do know a priority in ownership. Especially given like the special circumstances around this season, we don't have a whole lot of people who've played old school for the longest time. They don't have like a cash base built up in it, and we have a bunch of financial incentives. There's a pay-in for players to get into the RFL this season, and there's a buyout for refs and everything. Financial ability to be an owner is a massive hurdle that we just don't have a whole lot of people who could clear before the season started. And Sirs is one of them.
No, I actually agree with that. I can confirm.
But I don't get how that's an issue if Gigs can buy fucking 20 mil. Like, surely, I don't get why money is an issue to own. Surely the main thing is to be at a game.
I mean, Gigs.
Like, if you want to own, you should be
Gigs
at a
went
game.
on some like left field site and paid for like money for.
Yeah, so why is
20
money
mil.
an issue? Like, if you can get it that easy, why are you just picking random owners then who can't show up to games? Like, were you there when they decided owners? Like, were you in that?
No, I wasn't. I was just
So why is
that.
council deciding owners without all of the council there?
Dude, that's a big issue. Like
I mean, retroactively, like I don't disagree with any of the decisions, but
yeah, no, but I mean, like a council, not like like a team together, like to make decisions together.
From what I'm hearing, Badiak, it should be you being team owner.
Yeah, if you can make.
I don't even have a stadium. Like,
do you need one? Tiger doesn't have a stadium.
I mean,
most of the refs will probably have stadiums.
Sure, but Grow's been playing long enough that having a stadium's within his means. Either way, I mean, Sirs doesn't have to personally be at all the games if he has a big team and he has people who can get all the games. Like, I'm his first pick, right?
Yeah.
So if I had gone out and drafted Sirs and we were both on the same team, as far as just attendance and raw getting people to games, it's the same situation.
So what do you think qualifies someone to be an owner of a team? Is attendance not one of them? Or is it just money?
I would argue that
personal attendance, no. Ability to get enough people to games, whether or not they personally can, that matters more. Like, if he went and, like, signed 7 people, none of whom can make Tuesday, there'd be a problem, but that's not the situation we're in.
That's fair. I'm just wondering why council are making decisions without consulting every member of council.
I do have to give.
I don't remember it being
that's a better question for like Luke or Tiger.
Yeah, I guess it would be Luke, but okay, no problem.
I dipped out for like 2 days to write a research paper without Discord.
Yeah, that's fair. No, I'm not blaming you.
A lot happened.
I kind of have to. I kind of have to agree with like Badiak here. Like, no, I agree. Like, I can see where he's coming from because like, honestly, like 3 weeks ago when the RFL was just starting, when the council wasn't really decided, when people used to assume Badiak and Luke were on the council, right? People was assuming, right, at the time. And at the time, no one could have expected RFL, like the activity and everything, to blow up in just a week. No one really could have expected that. Like, I can see Badiak's point of view, like, who the fuck could expect this, like, 2 weeks ago? No one. If you told people, oh yeah, RFL is back, 14 is completely stocked up, everything's active, people are scrimming every single day. If someone said that 2 weeks ago, he would have been called a retard.
Cool.
I don't really say you're tying this back to the original point, but you're not wrong. Like,
yeah, I'm just saying that I can see where you're coming from. Like, no one could have really expected, like, actually, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say either. What the fuck? What were you guys talking?
I was talking about why Sirs was selected to be an owner if he's not going to be at games.
Yeah, really.
But I mean, you gave a good answers, so I'm gonna have to go with that.
Yeah, you are the first choice. You can obviously lead that team.
Are you a coach, Badiak? Are you a coach?
I would say he would be the coach. Who else?
Yeah, we have coaches, I think. It's on the rosters anyway.
I mean, what's the official thing about coaches? Is it just like who's allowed to call timeouts? Is it really doing anything aside from
pretty
that?
much.
Our team doesn't have any coaches.
You should probably fix that.
Yeah, otherwise...
I want to be reffing your game, and I'm going to fucking stick to that now, dude. If you don't fix that, I ain't letting no one call timeout apart from your owner. If Sirs ain't there, they ain't fucking calling timeouts. Anyway.
Duly noted.
I'll write that down. But I feel like we
Probably
already have a
Olaf and
coach.
Badiak, the 2 people got drafted, so.
Back to the host.
Should we move on to a different team?
Yeah, we can do that. Who else got signed, dude? Who got signed today? Let's go to the Rams. The Rams have signed everyone
Is
in the
host
league.
still here?
The Rams.
What the fuck? My
team,
mic is
baby.
muted. Okay, fuck. I fucked up. Alright. I was trying to say something. Fuck me. Alright. I think you guys are ignoring me. Anyway, like, okay, before we move on from this team, right? I think, is it fair to say, like, Sir's been making a lot of moves. He's been very active, like, when it comes to out of the game, out of the field, like, making signings and talking to his teams. But when it comes to the actual game, it sounds like he hasn't really been, like, active in terms of scrimming, choosing his coaches, talking about strategy, tactics. He hasn't really been active in that sense. But out of the field, in a more managerial aspect, he has been active. Is that agreeable between
That's
Olaf
fair.
and Badiak? Since you are actually on the team, right?
I mean, I can't qualify what Sirs has done in the former part because I mean, I don't think I've been to that many scrims since the draft happened either. You know.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I don't
really
think
haven't seen
Sirs
that
is gonna,
ever
like-
soon.
I mean, Sirs knows what kind of team he has, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
between me, him, Tilt, like we've all been around a while. We know like different ways to play RFL. He's not gonna come in and like schematically impose on us. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
He's gonna
Sir's
give us a
definitely
chance to talk
drafted
about
that
things.
team, though.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next team. The next team is the Varrock Rams. Joey fucking Ferguson.
Yeah,
Joey
it's my
Ferguson.
team.
One thing I tried to do in this podcast was like I didn't want to get the owners of the teams to get in because we already did like 5-minute interviews with each of them a week ago in the
Yeah.
draft. I wanted the players of each of the team to come in. And Joey, being a rookie, you spent a lot of time so far with Varrock and scrimmages so far.
Basically,
Go on.
basically every single year I've played, I've been trying to assist him. So
Right. How has the scrimmages been going for in Varrock?
I don't know. We've honestly had the most activity out of any single team. I feel like everyone seems to get on every day, work really hard.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Caleb out here working to get better and better. Me too, obviously. But the only one I really haven't seen on was John. But I'm not really expecting much from him. He's in college. He has stuff to do.
Oh, yeah, Burn, right. That's Burn,
Yeah.
not Jonathan Jeffrey. Burn.
No. Burn. Yeah, sorry, my bad. But yeah, dude, I'm actually really excited for our team. Like, if not our whole team's there, we'll still be a top contender.
What's the morale like with Varrock right now?
Dude, honestly, we all have the same composure, chemistry 100. We all know what's going on. No one's really hating on each other. There's not really beefing or anything going on like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're just trying to stay to ourselves, really.
How's the scrimmages been going? Because I've heard a lot about the scrimmages between Varrock and the 49ers.
Yeah, we really no one else gets on the scrim except that team and us. Like, I'll see Tilt here and there, and I'll see some other people here and there. But you know, honestly, we've been scrimming almost every day, so we're getting that practice and stuff like that. So
I saw you and Mr. Dench were having a big fight after the end of a scrimmage game.
I don't know if we were fighting.
we were.
I-
We were kind of just everyone in our pod, like not our pod, but everyone in our chat was just kind of getting frustrated because it's really just a scrim. It's honestly just to see what your skills are. It's not supposed to be just a game. Like, keep that to the game. Like, when you get into an actual game, then you can start talking shit. I feel like.
Dude, I wasn't talking shit. Anyway, we have played the easily offended Varrock Rams 3 times in a scrim now. I think
Easily offended.
and they've got fucking easily offended like 2 of those fucking days, dude. So I
The
don't know what
mostly
you want.
calm. The mostly calm.
The mostly calm but easily offended Varrock Rams.
The very healthy, non-cancerous.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we're real cancers, dude. We already fell apart. Yeah. I mean, we blew you guys 3 times, but we're already fucking cancers. Okay, no problem.
Hey, just wait.
Just wait, dude. Yeah, we'll wait.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
I'm waiting. I'm waiting.
The first game of the season, baby.
Yeah, we'll see.
Unless Thursday's team rescheduled before your game.
Yeah, literally.
Oh wait, we rescheduled.
No,
Change it up.
If Thursday's still thinking of rescheduling, right? He might make it Monday. I don't know. I don't know yet. No one knows yet.
Damn, I thought we were playing the 49ers first.
No, dude.
Been so
Are you?
wrong.
Dude, are
Good God.
you? Are you
Wrong.
drunk already?
I just haven't been able to.
You're drunk, are you? Could. How many...
No, this dude said something funny, but nah, I haven't been able to look at the schedule.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, that's that's what I want to hear from Varrock right now. The next team, the last team, the fourth team, Arog's Port Khazard Warlords. Unfortunately, Arog could not make it because apparently, I don't want to say what he did, but around 8 hours ago, he was doing a lot of shit, and unfortunately, what are you laughing at, Olaf?
Some things may or may not be legal. But
Yeah,
once
okay,
they
I'm not
get
gonna say
in trouble.
anything. I'm not gonna say anything. But 8 hours ago, he was not in the right state, so unfortunately, he will not be able to join us. But he said that he might join randomly, just during the podcast. Who knows? Who knows? But I'll give this to you guys. The Warlords so far. Honestly, I haven't really seen them at all at any scrims. I've barely seen any of them.
Didn't they just sign Disel?
And have you
They
seen?
signed Anne Barone
They did.
too. Dude, I have not seen them play since like
Yeah.
the first day.
The only
They've been
person I've
really.
seen
They
play
just
for
have
them
not
is
been
Till.
on. And I'm worried about that team. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, really. Their activities kind of.
I don't think they can defend the pass like at all. So I'm kind of worried about them. But we'll see. I hope they prove me wrong because I do like everyone on that team.
Honestly, I'm more worried about like, will they be able to like stay as the team?
I don't-
I've literally never seen them. I
Yeah.
hope they don't give up. Like if they lose 1 or 2 games.
I think A-Rog's at a point now where he can own a team. When I was on his team like, a few years ago, it wasn't great, but I think he's grown up since then. I do like the people on that team. They just worried me a little bit. Plus, if Diesel Barone doesn't show up, because they haven't been active, like I don't know who's going to keep you there. That could be interesting.
But I have trust in Dark though. Like Dark, like no matter what happens, like Dark is there like to keep everyone as a team together, right? That's what I've seen from
Yeah.
Dark.
I think Dark has actually been just working on a stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because one thing with Dark
Well, I
is
hope
like,
anyway.
Huh?
I said I hope they show up because I do like the people on that team.
yeah, me too. And one thing is like Dark really does care about the RFL. Like no matter what happens, he'll make sure that team like survives. I can trust him. I can trust him with that.
Yes.
But the thing is like the one signing they made, like the sign I want to talk about is William fucking Shu, Diesel 122. Like I mean I don't know if you guys were there like for Diesel's prime, but Diesel in his prime, like okay I don't want to like I'm not trying to boast or anything, but like I was a good defender like back in the day, right? And I remember Diesel in his fucking prime, he was the biggest fucking headache by far. Out of every single quarterback, he was by far the biggest fucking headache like a defender like could ever have. His running was literally unpredictable. He was running like he was on fucking Adderall and drunk at the same time. It made no sense at all.
How long ago was that though?
Oh, it was a long Diesel in
That's
his prime was a
years ago.
long
That
time
was
ago.
years.
Long time ago. But what I'm trying to say is that if he does come back, it's very unlikely he might actually show up. But if he does show up, if he does take RFL seriously, will it be the same Diesel?
I hope he shows up. That'll be fun.
When was the last time Diesel played?
Played properly like 2014. Probably. Maybe a
Damn.
bit later than that actually. Maybe 2015.
That 4 or 5
What
years.
season are we talking about here?
Might be
I think
really...
he played season 19 when he was a C grade. I don't think
I
he
mean, he
played much
played
after
season 21. Like
that. Did he?
the year I had him for Berthorpe, he showed up for most of the games.
Oh, well, there we go. Fair enough.
The last I remember of him playing was like it was not in Nirvana. He was playing. It was in the United Bowl, and
That was 17. yeah.
17. Okay, that was a season where like it was Shavrae, Arog, Ham, and like Olaf and Olaf, and it was the fifth guy as well.
Webtar was on that team.
How did that
No,
team?
that was the season 7 United Bowl. Like you can watch the whole thing on YouTube. You can just watch, Boone make jokes about Barone's dead mom and A-Rod go off at him. It's,
Wait. Buddy, were you on that team?
No, I recorded the game and uploaded
Oh,
it.
well, apparently, like I wanted to confirm this is true. Like apparently, the team call Shav was waiting for Diesel. Diesel was like late to the game. Shav called Diesel like during the game. And Diesel was like speeding in the highway like at 80 per hour. Like he was speeding, like he was shouting in the mic, "Don't worry, baby, I'm gonna fucking get there in a second." And Shav
We
was
shit on them that game.
I've
Should
heard
we
about
annihilate?
that. I've heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we fucked them.
And Diesel was half drunk, speeding in the highway to try and get to his home, to his laptop to get to the game. he gets to get blown out.
Hate to see it.
Oh god.
Actually, yeah, Bud, do you remember anything from that game? How did the game actually go? Can you like describe to us if you remember?
Honestly, the Boone and Arod going at each other is really the highlight that I remember.
Oh yeah, Boone was in the team as well.
Boone
was ref.
Boone was a ref in the UB.
Oh, okay.
That's
The
so
team,
funny.
yeah, no, the team that was on the field in the UB was like Shav, Weptar,
Ham.
Arog, and
Ham
Ham.
was really bad. He was really, really bad.
From what I heard, apparently you guys kept picking on Ham over and over
We
again.
threw it in like 12 times to CGH,
But-
and he called every time.
But here's the thing, right? Like, if you keep throwing in the same person over and over again, 10 times, there's gonna be at least one time or two times, like, where he might accidentally get the D, right? Like, out of, like, luck or whatever. But apparently you guys, like, threw on, like, 10 times. Every single time he missed.
Yeah.
He
I
didn't get a
question
single
the safety
fucking
in that
stop.
one too.
Go
Because
on.
surely the safety would adjust to that, and you know who the safety in that game
Who
was,
was
right?
it? Oh, no.
It was Disel. And he didn't adjust to it, so
But who was
I
the
don't
safety
know.
before he came? Because Diesel was late to the game, right?
it was. I think it was a 3v3.
Huh.
So I think Shav was playing. Oh, was he playing defensive end? I don't know what it
I
was.
mean, if all four of them were
I
there,
don't
why
know.
would it have been a 3v3?
Sounds like
it
a
was,
defense would have been.
it was Shav, A-Rock, and Ham. I don't think anyone else was there.
No, Weptar was there.
Was he?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it must have been. I don't know who it was. Maybe they were playing man. Well, we threw on him. We threw on him all fucking game. And CJ's got like UB MVP for that. Like just running that slant every time because Ham couldn't cover him. So
That was literally the last time I heard of Diesel. So if Diesel
Yeah.
was to come back this season, right, back to the
he
back.
played season 19 too,
Huh. Okay.
but he was real drunk in season 19.
He was real what?
He was drunk like all the fucking time. So I don't know the last time he played seriously. I don't know.
That's-
I
Maybe-
mean, he did play like seriously, basically all season 21. So
was he
like,
good?
I mean, I can't compare him to Prime Diesel because like even if I was around then, I wasn't registering the differences between people. I don't know what Diesel was doing, but like I needed to lean on him as a running threat because I hadn't developed that as a quarterback, and he did fine. Like did everything I needed him to do pretty well.
Who's QBing for your team? Actually, I didn't even ask that. I don't know who it is. The Brewers.
I was for the most part. Like
No,
No,
for
the Brewers, the
this
current
season.
team.
oh,
Olaf, do you know?
Sirs has been getting quite a few reps in during scrims, but I
It's not
believe it's
Tilt,
going to
you
be
know.
Tilt.
You know what it sounds?
God.
This is what I mean. It sounds like your team, like Sirs, has been playing more of like a general manager role instead of actually like deciding what's gonna happen on the field. He hasn't really been active in that sense. That's what I meant. You know, you guys aren't really sure who the quarterback is, who's gonna play what position, who's gonna be starting three
I
or
think
four.
the smart decision would be Tilt. Like,
But apparently Tilt
think
is
that's-
happy with Sirs in the QB. That's what I've heard. Tilt is more than happy to not be the QB.
I mean, yeah, I don't
I mean-
mind it either, but like, I just think the smarter decision would be Tilt because he's just done it for so long, and I don't know. Every time I played with him, he's been really fucking good at it.
I think Sirs is playing this smartly given like where our team is with availability and stuff. If we have any 4 people show up to a game, like there's no point in penciling in a designated quarterback if they don't show up. We have enough people where we have 3, maybe 4 people on the team who could quarterback if they were the best option on the table. And as a team, like BOV excluded, we've all played enough that if the quarterback wants things done a certain way, they can say, I want X, Y, and Z routes, and the team knows what to do. Defensively, we have guys who play enough positions. We don't have to set anything in stone before we have to, you know?
Mm-hmm. It sounds a little like from the discussion that were happening in RFL earlier today. It sounded like the team is kind of scheduling around a select few people on your team, and kind of disregarding like the lower rated players on the team. That's what it sounded like.
What do you mean? Sorry?
It sounds like your team is scheduling your games around like the highly rated players, like obviously like Tilt, right, and Sirs, over
Sure.
like the lower rated players. That's what I've heard. Do you have much insight on that? Like how maybe you guys are like, is it true that you guys are prioritizing over some players than others?
I mean, I can't verify that now.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, most of the time when our team scrims, we can only get like 3 or 4 people on at the same time. 4 max. So like we haven't all been on at the same time, like the Rams every day. You know what I mean? Like
I saw them all. I saw 4 on today.
Which 4?
Tilt, Olaf, you should know more than me.
yeah, because earlier me, Tilt, and Sirs were scrimming with the 49ers.
Oh right.
Wait,
Wait,
Okay.
no, they are too. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see. There's one thing I wanted to say about the Warlords. Whatever, like if Disel does back to Disel, right? Sorry. One thing I wanted to say was like, Disel would have fit in with Sirs' team so fucking well because your team like has people who's played with Disel historically. I did well with like Badiak, Boone, and Tilt. These 3 like you have players on your team who've played with even Sirs as well. You guys have like history with Disel anyway. Disel would have actually been pretty good for the Brewers, the Harmony Brewers.
Yeah, honestly.
Diesel's
with Boone and Tilt,
guy we were
yeah, he
talking
would have been
about
good.
signing multiple times.
But obviously the problem is like, is he actually gonna show up? I have no idea. No idea.
Well, I mean, you could ask that question about like several free agents at this point. Like even people who really want to show up, availabilities are hit or miss.
All right. All right. Now that we talked about like
Also,
the
Yes. Actually, wait, hold up on that. Let me verify this. I have an not a source
all right.
who
Don't you're making me nervous the way you're saying it.
an anonymous source has told me that the Harmony Brewers have just signed Paco.
Didn't you guys do it, like,
Wait,
an hour ago?
Wait, how can you say that about your own team?
Dude, they signed him like 3 hours ago. I was there. What do you?
Wait, was it Paco? Wait, that's like
Yeah, they
saying
signed a weasel.
there is no fucking way you
signed
signed Paco. There is no fucking way.
Yeah, they signed the fucking weasel, boy.
I mean, is that true? Is that true? Did you guys sign fucking Paco?
Guys, I'm
That's
gonna give
not
you
true.
one guess who my anonymous source is. Come on.
It was not me. Fuck that. I did not.
No, of course not. Come on.
No.
How many people do you think could tell me that?
Dude, it was probably Paco
Why
who
do you
told
think-
them.
Paco?
It's Sirs. Come on.
Oh.
I didn't even think.
Like who else would it be? Come on. Like,
All right. My bad.
I'm doing that as a bit. I thought you
Yeah.
already knew.
Oh,
Like,
all
He's
right.
the only one who can sign people on our team, Doug.
Oh yeah. True.
They don't have any coaches.
So, Paco to the Brewers. Okay, I know like everyone like talks like thinks I'm trolling when I say this. Like, I've actually like kind of I think there is some truth to it, but towards the end of the RFL, Paco, honestly, from the way he was like playing cornerback, I thought he was pretty solid, like with the way he was playing corner defense, and honestly, like a lot of people thought I was trolling when I was saying that, but I actually meant that, like, because I played on the season with him and Nets and Patriots, and he was solid. That's what I saw. If Paco is able to do that again on your team, I think it's just more and more potential for your team to just blow up. Because I think right now, people expect the 49ers and Rams. Those are the 2 most stable teams right now, in my opinion. They're the 2 most stable teams, but I think you guys have the most potential left to be fulfilled. You guys have a lot of potential. The Brewers have a lot of fucking potential remaining.
I mean, I think every team has potential, but I get what you're going for.
All right, now let's look to the future, right? The 2 games. First game are up. The first game of the RFL is the Rams against the 49ers. Now, during the draft, all I could fucking talk about was the 49ers and like the Rams, how they're gonna stack up to each other, like the 2 famous duo of Dench and Detro against Shaughnessy and Byrne. Like, like there's so many like history behind all these players on both teams. So much history. And the first game to kick off the RFL is between these 2 teams. How's it gonna go? Who wants to pitch in? How is this game gonna go?
All I can say is gonna be bloody, bloody.
And from what I've heard in the
And we're not stepping down, and we're not little weaklings like Dench.
I'm not gonna make a prediction on this one because I'm just gonna let our play do the talk here.
Actions speak louder.
Exactly.
Hey, I know they speak louder.
I mean,
So
I'm
I'll
gonna
be
throw my
there.
2 cents in and say that it's probably gonna be a very defensive game,
Hmm.
and if not, then it's gonna be a very offensive game.
I don't know. Yeah, when we were scrimming,
great
it seemed to be more of an
very-
offensive game.
Both teams are very ready for this, I think.
We played them enough to know what they're good and not good at, though, so I'm pretty confident. Like, they've been trying to break us down. I don't know. We'll see. They can probably say their own stuff about that, but I'm pretty confident for this one. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm not gonna make a prediction for the game.
I think it's going to be very offensive.
Olaf,
Maybe.
I think you've seen like a decent amount of scrimmages between Rams and 49ers, right?
Yeah.
Who
for
would you
sure.
say? Who would you say are the players to watch in both teams from what you've seen?
From what I've seen, Tiger's been playing really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think Tiger will be a key player, honestly.
Wow.
Sharnos per usual, I think, just because we've been doing a lot of run defense, and I think the Rams have a really good run defense, but like he can still get past it, and it's pretty ridiculous. Burn, yeah, definitely think Burn. Dench, yeah, for sure Dench.
Hold on, you're not gonna go off and like name every single.
Are you
player
gonna
on
name
this
every
team.
player?
You're like,
Joey?
I mean, Detro possibly,
oh god, here. All right.
but like that's obvious.
Dude, what about
like,
Caleb,
Detro
dude,
pops
too?
off sometimes.
Here's the thing, right?
Oh, and Liam's pretty good at defense, I'd like to say, but I can't say for offense. I'm not too sure. I haven't watched it.
Okay. From what I've seen, like I've seen scrimmages with like Burn QBing and Sharnos QBing, right, Olaf? Who would you, if you were the manager of that team, who would you play?
I'd give them both playtime.
But who would you give them the ball first?
Who would I start?
Yes, as a quarterback.
Probably Burn first.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
I mean,
say
that's not a
Sharnos is
bad
more of the
choice.
reliever. Sharnos is more of the reliever because he's pretty clutch in my opinion.
Hmm.
But Burn can definitely step up too. But
Hey, this is my point. I feel like we have a lot of people that can play quarterback and a lot of people willing to play quarterback.
yeah, you guys have a fuck ton of quarterbacks. Like
There's not going to be
Like
one
two,
person.
right?
That's, we're gonna switch it up depending on who we're gonna be playing. So you better just wait.
Who are your quarterbacks? You have Burn and Sharnos, right? Who else do you have?
Caleb.
Cool.
Caleb's not a QB.
No,
Come on.
we have a lot. Oh, don't talk shit on Caleb.
No, I
Caleb
like
is my
Caleb.
new
He's
star.
not a QB.
My new star. What do
No,
you mean?
Caleb. What do you mean? Caleb's a decent player. He's not a QB,
Hey.
though.
Hey, there's
All right.
time and
Exactly.
say.
Dude, you want to play in there? Then
Quarterback.
fucking do it, dude. I'm not going to make you stop playing.
Bro, listen.
I love
We have more
Caleb.
QBs. People can come up out of the blue.
All right. I like that. Please play.
This ain't no more old people game. This is a free
Is this
agent
you trying to
game.
hint that you're going to be playing QB, Joey? Because if it is that, I fucking love
Am I
to see
playing
this.
QB? I might or might not be. You never know.
Dude, I love that. Fucking do it, dude. Please. Please do. I don't know,
All
Chuck,
over
you-
you, D.
Chuck, you've been to every fucking scrim we've had. What do you think? You've literally refed every scrim that we've played.
What do I think? Good question. I'm gonna stay partial, but I'm gonna say that one thing I noticed, right? The two scrims I've been to, like where the score was kept, the 49ers, they won both of them. But one thing you would first think, oh shit, the 49ers.
Hold on. One of those games, they actually left before.
They what? What did you say?
Joey,
But
Is he silent?
Joey, we didn't hear what you said.
I said one game they left before we could finish.
Yeah, you had the ball first, though, so we just left after we finished, so it wasn't an issue. Because we were done at that point. We had two people have to leave. But I mean,
That's
we both had the ball
understandable.
equal time, so...
From what I've
I didn't-
heard, from what I've seen, is that you might think like the 49ers are winning like those two scrims or whatever against Rams, but the thing people haven't really thought about is that compared the first game Varrock played to the most recent one they've played, they made such a huge fucking difference. they've been making a lot of progress in terms of like how much they've been like For example, the first game I remember they played, they lost by like 20 or 30 points, somewhere in between, and now they're losing by like like 8 points or like 5 points, something like small.
We have had Shav QB in the entire time, though. To be fair.
True. I'm just going.
Yeah, but we haven't
Yeah.
been playing our best offense. We've been just getting everyone reps, making sure they're okay to start playing.
I mean, your
So
QB's
you
been
can't say
playing though.
anything.
No, I'm
Oh,
not saying your
Sharnos?
QB's been playing.
Sharno,
Vern
we
was
only-
playing the first
We
one.
have Sharnos QBing right now because he's the QB for scrims, man. That's how it be.
Oh,
And then
okay.
Burn just throwing it, repping it,
Oh, I heard.
Badiak,
I
look
heard.
alive.
and then Caleb the destroyer DE position.
Destroy. Okay, I'll go with that. I'm excited for this game though. That's gonna be a lot of fun.
I really am too. I hope it's probably gonna be the biggest rivalry this year.
But
Maybe.
Dench, I just want to say, like, because I'm gonna try referee games. The
Mhm.
moment you sign Spode, I'm thinking of doing like a disclosure that I'm not gonna referee any of your games
Dude.
with fucking Spode in it. I'm sorry, but
Spode's not showing 20 fucking games, dude. Don't worry.
but if he shows up, I'm logging out. I gotta go. I have diarrhea. I gotta
Spode is
go.
not showing 20 games. Don't worry.
I'm just saying. I'm gonna
Oh no,
try.
Spode is not gonna be at any games. I hope he does, because he's a good player, dude. He's a fucking MVP. He was a former A grade. We have 4 of those. We have four former
That's
A
the thing,
grades,
that's the
4
thing.
former MVPs.
Your team has a lot of like really good offensive talent, but I'm wondering like how
We have
how are
winners.
how are they all gonna work together though, right?
I guess
That's-
we'll see.
Yeah, that's something we're gonna have to see like in the first and second weeks. Yeah. Anything else you guys want to say about this game? The first game of RFL Rams is the 49ers. This is pretty much like I can see like the biggest rivalry so far this season.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
How many times do we play each other? You said there's 7
Two.
weeks. 8, two games.
It'll be 2, and then probably if we play the UB, it'll be 3.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2.
Yes.
So let's make
Sorry.
predictions one by one. Let's make predictions starting from Olaf. Who do you think is gonna take the game?
Oh shit. Oh my. Judging by how scrims have been going,
Fucking.
how much?
RIP.
What the fuck? What'd you do, Chuck?
This is by far the most cuffed podcast I've ever seen.
Chuck, what'd you do?
All right. Anyway, yeah, go on.
Judging by the scrims and all the other shit, like how hard both teams have been working, I'd say probably Lova King, maybe by a little. If not, Rams will maybe overtake.
That's the two choices.
Yeah, literally, what a fucking.
But I
What a fucking
I like
answer,
his
bro.
low takes.
Dude, I think the Rams or the fucking Niners are gonna win for sure.
And he said,
no.
You remember when
no,
Loaf like
no,
10 minutes ago
hear
said
him out, hear him
it's
out.
not a
Guys,
defensive game,
guys.
it'll be an offensive game? Like,
Guys, hear him out. He's I think he's
mean, yeah.
going to a point. Hear him out. Let him talk. Go on.
Like, if it's not gonna be an offensive game, it's gonna be a defensive game. But like, anyway, I am taking Lova King, but like, I could see the Rams maybe beating. That's what I'm saying.
So your vote goes to the Rams then. Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I said Lova King probably, but
Oh,
the
okay.
Rams maybe.
"Oh, probably."
Hold on. You choose one. Rams or 49ers.
Oh my
Who do you
God.
I
where
said
do you
49ers.
49ers.
49ers is
All right.
probably my bet.
All right. 49ers is the bet.
But I'm not totally
God
sure,
damn it.
so Lova-
Me, dude.
I've been saying that. Like,
All right. So what? So one vote to the 49ers. Badiak, Andy Hammel. I know you haven't really made like many of the scrims, seen much of it, but from the talk so far, how much of the knowledge you know and like all the people on the both teams, who does your vote go to? Who's gonna win the game, and why?
let me answer that with a question first. Joey Ferguson, are you alive?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you get full attendance from your team, Sharnos or Burn, who's quarterbacking on the first snap?
Ooh.
Honestly, for the first game, you're just gonna have to see when you roll up, because I don't even know yet. I really don't know. So until we figure that out, like,
Hmm.
really don't know. We
Um,
have QB training camps. That's what we're doing.
fair enough. I suspect Burn. I'm gonna predict as though it's Burn.
Yeah, that's probably 100% burn, but
I mean, I haven't said anything, so I'm just gonna like throw all my takes in this prediction as well.
nah. John's probably gonna. If he's not gonna show up, then it'll be someone. But if John shows up,
Well, I mean, if he doesn't
probably
show
be
up, it
burn.
will be someone else. Okay.
Well, obviously, yeah.
What is going on?
What
I'm
is this fucking,
Wait, it's going so well.
I'm
fucking
dead.
analysis?
This is going so well.
Hey, you gotta get the 50-50 analysis, bro.
Anyway, okay. What we're getting at is, I do assume that Varrock, like, assuming Sharnos, Burn, Liam, they have a core there. We all know who they are. We have seen that group of people play several times before. We know what to expect from them, more or less, assuming that they don't have any snags. Like, I haven't been at scrims a whole lot, but I think I've seen enough of them. Like, they haven't changed a whole lot. They have their thing going. It's still working.
But I think that's the biggest thing that you're looking at us. Like, we're it's the same old Varrock Rams, but it's not. Like, it's gonna be totally different this year. I swear to God.
Is that
If
a
you're
good
saying
thing?
if you're saying that, then it's the same old teams every year.
It's not what I said.
I don't think he said that, but okay. Here's your prediction, Badiak. Come on.
Oh no, yeah, it's a very classic team. Yes.
Yeah.
We're a lot different.
Anyway.
We're a lot different.
Dench,
What is going on, dude? What is
I
going
don't know what to do with this.
He's drunk.
Badiak, what's your prediction, dude? Just fucking say it so we can end this shit.
Varrock.
Oh.
I have a floor of expectations for Sharnos, Burn in the group that I expect them to meet because I know what they're capable of. Lava King. I mean, I know individually they have a lot of players. I do know defensively against Burn and their offense that they have established, like, they have defensive players too. I think Luke, as a cornerback, is one of the more underrated players
Huh. Okay.
in the league. Like, he is, every time I've had to choose between throwing against Luke or throwing against literally whoever else is on the field, I don't really throw at Luke a lot. The last time I did, I think I ended up throwing 3 Yanks, and then I just shifted over to throwing at Ham, because why wouldn't I be doing
Luke's
that?
really good. Like, Luke is
Yeah.
really good quarterback.
So, I mean, like, there's a defense that can stop him, but I still have a floor of expectations. Varrock will get their points. And Lava King, like, they have pieces to be good. I just don't know what to expect from the group yet because I don't know how they fit together. And, I mean,
It is kind of jumpy.
you'll hear from people all the time in the RFL that, like, synergy and chemistry matter more than talent. And, like, chemistry might be overrated, but making sure everyone's working on the same schedule and knows where each other are is big. And Varrock has that, and it makes it, like, other teams will catch up, but I think that gives them an early lead over pieces that are still working out, like the Kinks. So I'll take them in the first round against anybody.
That's good, yeah. So it's 1-1. I'm not gonna bother asking Joey or Dench because we all know who they're gonna vote for. But okay, so
Dude, I would not. I was gonna say something, but I'll leave it.
no, I mean, like, but I'm not gonna let you guys vote. But if you guys want to say anything more, go ahead.
I mean, we're getting questions, but you just look at, like, you say we have the pieces, but you look at what happened the last time we played together. Like, the last 2 times I played with Ditcho, we won rings. The last time I played with Luke, I won a ring. The last time that...
That's just
you know,
old shit.
I mean, I'm not saying you'll lose a bunch of games, but you didn't go undefeated.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe. Why not? Why not?
It's gonna be
Dude,
a
we have
fucking
the
good
best
matchup. All it's
players the
gonna
last
be.
10 seasons. I'm pretty confident with our team, honestly. I'm excited to prove people wrong, too.
I mean,
about
I'm not saying
chemistry.
they'll blow you out. I'm just saying, you know, if I got to pick an edge, then
Yeah, that's fair. No, I can understand that. I'm just going
Everyone
with what
has
I've
a
seen
choice.
so far. And what I know we're capable of. So I'm pretty confident. I'll go with a tie.
I feel like we're both really
bold take.
confident in both of our teams.
Yeah, dude, that's what it could be, though. Like, I wouldn't have it any other way.
Definitely the most confident teams in the RFL right now.
Why not? It's going to be a great game.
There's gonna be a clash of a lot of egos in this game. a lot of egos. I can see a lot of people in both teams. I think one thing you have to keep in mind is like in a game of RFL. Well, I know there can be ties, but it's not going to be a tie. There's going to be a winner and a loser. The team has to be able to deal with the loss as well, because to be a winner, you have to be able to deal with rejection, with loss, right? And the teams also have to be like mentally prepared for a loss. You can't let the loss like destroy the team from inside out, right? You have to be able to compose yourself if you lose, right? You have to be able to compose yourself, because that is the mark of a great team, right?
Yeah.
So it is true, like, yeah, both teams are going into this game like fist head on. They're gonna clash really fucking out. I can already tell. It's gonna be a lot of tension in this game. Both teams want to win this first game so fucking badly. But the saying is, it's a marathon, not a race. Teams get better as the season progresses, right? It's as the season goes, as the weeks go on, teams change. Teams make signings. Teams make trades. Players get better. Players develop, and teams develop as a matter of that, right? And the first game, while it is like, of course you want to win every single game, you have to realize like, it's not an indicator of how the season's gonna be. But yeah, we'll see that like later on in the season as it goes by. But right now we have a 1-1. Badiak voted for the Rams. Olaf voted for the 49ers, and I'd agree with that vote because I really can't separate them both. I really can't. No one's gonna know like what's gonna happen on Tuesday. Moving on to the next game. Moving on. The Port Khazard Warlords against the Harmony Brewers.
Honestly, this is a game of who shows up.
Wow. Joey, Ferguson, why do you say that?
I don't know. I really haven't seen much of the Warlords online, so I'm really calling them out. Really.
You're being very neglective of them. If they do show up, who's gonna win?
I honestly think the Sirs team's gonna win.
Based on what?
Based on just practice overall, and they just have a better team chemistry. I feel like I really haven't talked that much of like Tilt and all them, but I really haven't seen much of them on. But if I was gonna say anything, the Warlords like have a really stacked team, like Dark Lane.
I mean,
not Till. Fucking.
Why do you think Darkly makes the team stacked?
Yeah.
I mean, I just like Dark Link overall. Like,
you like him, but why do you think? What the fuck do you mean?
I don't know. I don't know. Dark Link's just one of them guys that
I think he's an above average player. He's an above average player, but he's not like an
he's not amazing at anything.
Yeah.
He's good at run D. He can.
But like,
it.
he's a decent player. But like, he was the one that like taught me a lot of things back when.
I see. So you hold him in a high regard.
Yeah, like.
Fair enough. Is there any players like that stand out to you, like in other of these teams, that you?
I really like Sirs.
Oh.
And of course Olaf. I want to see Olaf do good.
Joe, you're being very classical with like mentioning Dark and Sirs. They're very classic mentions.
I don't know. Sirs was one of those people that really never hated me.
Dude, who hates you?
Do you have evidence of Sirs hating anybody? Or
Yeah, dude, who
exactly. Sirs don't hate anyone.
Dude.
You know that sound. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like saying, "Oh, I like the sun because the sun goes up like exactly 7 a.m. every day."
I like
the sun is always
like
there
people
for
on
me.
both teams.
It always rises in the morning. I just love the sun so much.
I just think Sirs team is gonna win because I don't know, they've been practicing a lot more together.
Oh, okay. So you do. So your vote goes towards Sirs' team then.
Yeah.
Okay. Dench, what do you think?
Been on more.
Hello.
What do you think about this game?
I would have to sleep on this one, but I'm gonna go. Again, it's who shows up. I look at like A-Rock's team. I don't know, dude. Like they have a lot of players. Like, but if Barone and Disel doesn't show up, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see the pass D. I just don't think it's very good. They have a good run D though. CGH is a good run defender, and he can run a good route too, like really good. But like a good safety is gonna take that out anyway, so it doesn't matter. Like, I don't know, dude.
That's one player I wanted to mention was that CGH.
He's a good run defender, but like,
I think he's a good defender in general. But the thing is, like, I've barely seen him or like in any script and like in anything.
I've just barely seen that team.
I just think it tilt QBs this game. I just don't like their zone. I haven't been impressed by Darkling, honestly, in the scrims. I don't think he can pass defend as well as he could in RS3. And I don't think he'll mind me saying that because he'll probably agree that he hasn't played up to his like top level yet. Aorg's been pretty good running. I don't know. Again, past the, I just don't like their zone. So if like none of the two like old head QBs show up, I think it's gonna be tough for him to win, especially against a good QB like Tilt. But on the other hand, if one of them does show up, then I think they'll be fine. So I'm gonna go with a Warlords win on the basis that Barone or Disel show up.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. That was like a fucking U-turn. You said if you okay. I thought you were saying like
if one of those guys show up, I'm gonna go with those guys.
Well, which one of those three guys?
Barone or Disel. It's gonna be a shootout, I think, because I
Wow.
don't think anyone will be able to properly defend in this game.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
just
how
don't
that game's
see
gonna go, honestly. But
It's gonna be high scoring.
I think honestly, from my perspective, I think I'm putting the Brewers to win this game. I just don't think like the Warlords right now are in. I haven't really seen much of them, but the Brewers on the other hand, I think Tell's gonna lead into victory. I personally think Tell is gonna lead them to victory.
I see
And
that.
you just need solid players around Tell, and Tell can lead you guys to victory. That's what I see. And the thing is like there isn't enough data, there isn't enough evidence which I can really tell how Warlords are gonna do.
It's the RFL. Anything can happen, baby.
Yeah, that's true. Anything can happen. That's the thing. If Disel shows up and just goes ham, who knows? If Barone shows up, who knows? But at the end of the day, there's always Darklink and A-Rock who's gonna be. I think they should be there at least.
Yeah, definitely them two are going to be the most active ones, I feel like.
Yeah. I'd also like to see more of CGH. You know, I wouldn't see like how CGH. I think the player to watch though is CGH. I think he's definitely gonna show up, CGH. But my like the player to watch for me is CGH. How is he gonna perform? I think CGH potentially can be the key to the Warlords. Like if Warlords wants to have like an active like really good season, CGH might be the key. CGH
He needs to step up though.
Yeah.
Like he's the first overall pick, dude. You can't just be
Exactly.
good. You got to be elite.
exactly.
You're first.
Yeah,
Like you have to make a difference. You can't just be like, oh, I'm a good player. Like you have to be the best
I
player.
definitely think CGH is actually going to bring some chemistry to that team.
Yes.
Dude, CH is a cool guy. Like everyone fucking loves CJ, dude. But he has to be like elite. He can't just be good. In RFL, he was good. He was like a solid B grade. He has to be an A grade now. I think he's the first overall pick you could have taken anyone.
That's
At
what I was
least for
gonna
that
say.
team.
That's what I was gonna say. CGH needs to step up because
He needs to step up big
when
time.
the RFL shut down like 2 or 3 years ago, CGH was like he was a really good player, but he was just like he hasn't had the spotlight on him yet, right? Like to like really step up to be the number one of the team. I think this is a season where he can finally step up. This is a season where
He has to.
He has to. If that team was to have success, it's time for CJ to step up and become the number one player on that team, whether it be on defense or offense.
Yep. Joey's cracking another one open, by the way. If you couldn't hear that shit.
Yep.
About to get good.
All right.
I know like this is my teams and CGH is on the opposite team, but can I like step in and analyze
yeah.
about him a bit?
Yeah,
bro,
of course.
I mean,
That Mountain Dew.
oh, well, of course, I have a brand to maintain. Aside from being a quarterback, because we grade them on a different scale, I would vouch that back in season 21 when I had CJH on my team and I was Disel and Zombie and Shady for bits and myself, obviously, he was the best player on the team, and I think he was an A that season. Because he was, I mean, he is in the conversation for best defensive end in the league. It's him and Liam. Like, you may not value that, but if you're only drafting around filling positions, like, that's a position that someone needs to fill. And receiver, as far as I talk about CJH's deep posts a whole lot, and I know it's easy to think I'm overstating that when it's route running and in the RFL it's not the hardest thing in the world to do. I've played with a bunch of different receivers, and he had his deep posts at a point where he cut at the exact same distance of squares down the field every time. As a quarterback, I knew when that was going to happen. I could anticipate right-click throw on him. He hadn't cut yet. Ball gets there after he does. Like, I was in the MVP conversation that season. He was what made that engine go. So aside from him throwing the ball to himself, I don't know what he could have done better. Like, it may not be obvious, but I think he's certifiably in that conversation.
Is he a
as one of the best
system
players.
receiver, though? Does he know how to play with you and you know how to play with him? What about a guy
I
who's
mean,
never, ever...
I think the best RFL teams, like, there's talented people, but there's always, you don't win UBs without having a system.
Yeah.
Like, they may not make you as a player, but they definitely help.
So this is a chance to step up then, because he now has a completely fucking different team around him.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna have someone who's not familiar with his routes thrown in the ball. Like, he has to step up now. This is what I mean. He's
like,
the
if
He has
first.
to really show that, hey,
I mean, is that on him or is that on, like, the team? Because if he does the right thing all the time and the proper outcome doesn't happen, like,
yeah, but you can
He's
say
not
that
getting
about
involved
as a
in the game.
non-quarterback, like, there's only so much you can do.
Yeah.
You have to get
Yeah.
involved in the game, though.
Like,
That's
aside from,
that's the thing.
like, what
That's why I
I'm
don't
saying
think-
here is, like, can he step up? Can he be an A-grade player? Unless he's a quarterback, like, what does he have to do to prove that?
I don't know. We'll see.
exactly. It's a lot harder.
He can play his run D. He has to improve his pass D, in my opinion, but he hasn't been given the chance to do it. So can he step up and do it now? That's what I'm saying. But the thing is that you're taking him above anyone, like anyone in the league.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
the
think that you
first
have to make
overall pick.
Like,
They're
you
gonna
have
do a
to
lot
you
more
have to
people.
get involved. If that's short passes and stuff, then okay, but you just have to get involved. You can't just be shut down as the first player selected in the draft. And I love CJ. Dude, I'd take him on my team any day. But I just think if you're taking him above anyone, especially A-Rog, who wasn't a QB, like, he's not a QB, he can play it, but
I mean, I
To
guess
take him
that's the
above anyone
qualifier.
else.
Like, yeah, if you're A-Rog, then maybe go out and draft a QB first.
that's what I mean. To take him
He's
above
gotta
anyone,
bet
he
on
has to
himself.
make a difference on that team. He has
Yeah,
to.
that would be the thing. Because if CJH, like, if they sync that up and the system works, then that is a bet that it paid
I
off.
hope
for
he
A-Rog.
does.
He's
Because
gonna
I love
look a lot.
CJ. Everyone loves CJ, dude, but I really hope.
I think based on like how the managers of all the 4 teams have performed so far, if you notice the 3 teams, Rams, 49ers, and the Brewers, right? The main quarterbacks for all of these 3 teams are either the owners or one of the draft picks. The draft picks are the 2 people you can only pick, right? Bernard Sanders and
yeah,
Rams,
man.
49ers, Detroit Dench or whoever else, right? And on Brewers, it's Tilt, right? It's gonna be most likely Tilt or Sirs, right? But A-Rog drafted 2 players, well, who are either like, not really like the main quarterbacks. CJ is a defensive player. Can we all agree on that? He is a
Yeah,
defensive
Leo's
player.
a defensive player, too.
I think A-Rog had a different philosophy coming into the draft, and honestly, like, now that put yourself in A-Rog's shoes, I can see how you can make this actually really fucking work. If I was A-Rog, I would be thinking, alright, my 2 QBs, like Dench said, is most likely going to be Barone and Disel, right? They're free agency signings, unlike the other 3 teams. They're free agency signings. If Barone or Disel shows up, most likely Barone. If Barone is the QB, this should be the season as an owner, from A-Rog's perspective, give CJ a lot of autonomy. Give him autonomy in defense. Let him like have a lot of free space. Let him dictate the defense, how it's gonna work out, right? Let him have like a big say in how the team's gonna work as well. Like mold him into like an MVP player. That's what I would be thinking if I was A-Rog. Even if the season doesn't go to plan, I would be thinking, you know what, CGH is in a really good position. Someone needs to push him to the number 1 spot, and maybe I can be the owner to do that for him.
He should make his voice heard, too, though. Like, he has to have his opinion. He has to speak up.
That's
CJ isn't the loudest guy, but, like, he has to have a big role in the team. I just think it's a big risk, because, I mean, you think, I don't know, are any of the owners QBs? I don't think so. Oh, no,
Shaunus,
Shaunus is,
yeah.
obviously, yeah. But apart from that, like, everyone went and got their QB, and I just think it's a huge risk. Like, you're letting all the active QBs go in the draft, you don't take one, and then you're just picking, like, 2 guys from free agency who may not show up. I just wouldn't have taken him first overall, and that's not to do with his talent, that's just team needs, I think.
It's true. It's true. That's what I mean. Like A-Rog had a different philosophy, but
Yeah.
I'm saying he can still make it.
But
work.
he's there now, like, he's on the team, so he has to make the difference
Yeah.
now.
I'm saying
It's up
A-Rog
to
can
him.
still make it work. It's a different philosophy.
I
Like
hope so.
normal people go for the quarterback first or second pick, whatever, right? They go for the quarterback early on, but A-Rog didn't
Yep.
do that. But I'm saying he had a different philosophy, but it could still work. It could be
Yep.
more of a defensive team, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we'll see how it goes up. But from what it stands, it seems like me and Dench are voting for. Well, Dench is voting for the 40
The Warlords.
the
if they
Warlords,
get a
the
QB.
Warlords, yeah.
Yep.
And Joey's going for the Brewers, right? Silver
Yeah.
team, right? Okay.
I like
In other topics, right? I think we'll do the podcast for like 10-15 minutes more, and then we'll call it a wrap. So I want to talk about something like a little bit more off topic, and that is some quick topics, right? The first one is the problems RFL will face. Like this, I think this is more of a question for Badiak in general. But what are the problems RFL What is... Fuck. Hold on. Let me do a lot of coke. It's wearing off now. Alright, anyway. What are the problems RFL are gonna face, right, as a league, as a general league, going, like, in the next few weeks, right? What do you guys think?
Do you want me to go? I can go.
I feel like you gotta narrow that down a bit, but I mean...
This is a very general question. Okay, for example, I think one easy problem is referees. Are referees actually going to show up? Because if you remember, the last time RFL shut down was because there was no referees. The very last RFL game, it was because no one showed up to referee the UB Bowl. Have people really thought about referees?
I don't think that'll be an issue, dude. People are refereeing scrims right now, dude. Like, people are going to be at games.
I mean, first of all, like, that's not how the UB went. The only people that showed up were refs. But second of all, yeah, I mean, Luke has a whole system in place to incentivize refereeing. Like, it's a payout that's big. It's small enough that it's affordable for the owners, but it's big enough that, like, the majority of us who don't play old school significantly, like, it is worth our time to referee games as a means of making money.
About that, Badiak, I'm glad you mentioned that, because there's something I wanted to say. How much are you guys gonna pay the referees for refereeing each game?
Hasn't Luke already mentioned
200K, right? I think it's 200K.
Yeah, like 200.
That's what he said, and that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So
that's what I thought it was.
Okay, this might just stay with me on this logic, right?
Okay.
If I were to buy 1 million OSRSGP online, how much is that? Can someone check that up? How much is 1 million OSRSGP?
$5 or something? Probably less. No, dude, it's probably
It's about $1.
Huh?
Yeah, it's
$1, right? Okay, $1.
About an exact dollar, probably.
Yeah.
How much is 200? Okay, 200K is 1/5 of 1 mil, right? What is 1/5 of $1? 20 cents. And how?
Wipe my ass with that.
Right? And how long is how long is an average
Are you giving
RFL
up an
game?
hour of your time?
How long? Yeah, how long is an average RFL game? 1 hour.
Hour.
You're being paid 20 cents an hour.
This
Worth
is
it,
America,
baby.
baby.
20. I mean, don't get me wrong, right? Money's money, but isn't that child labor?
Dude,
That's not even minimum wage.
I feel like building our wage scale around what real world trade values our SGP at is a little bit like, how many of us are gonna go to random sites and just buy RuneScape GP instead of ref a game?
Has anyone here done that before?
Yeah.
Olaf smiling.
Certain people in the RFL who have, but like,
Badiak, the price.
I'm not looking at 200K for reffing and thinking I could make 5 times that by throwing real money at some random ass site. Like,
So
we
is
need
this-
refs to keep the thing going anyway. We need a little bit of an incentive. It's not a job. Like,
I'm gonna be reffing every game. That'll be fun.
I'm gonna be reffing games too. I don't really.
Oh baby, what a crew we got.
But if you think about it, 35 million OSRSGP has been put in the price pool. But 20 million of that, where did that 20 million come from?
From gigs.
Right,
Gigs.
but where
What-
exactly
what-
does gigs? Where did that money come from? I'm not asking who it came from. Where did it come from?
I
I
think we-
know the answer to that.
I think we all know the answer to that one, bro.
I mean, investigating into the league, if the money's from some Chinese fucking farm, like involved in human trafficking, and
Venezuelan,
slavery,
actually.
or Venezuelan, isn't the RFL gonna get the big hit of this? We're laundering black money, and we're paying. On top of that, we're paying people of our age 20 cents an hour.
Let's go straight to counts.
This
Hey, I feel like this is an answer that should be answered by the people's choice instead of
Who's the
us.
PA rep?
We
that
don't have a PA rep.
I am now the PA rep. and I'm
That's a
fucking-
strong topic.
now this topic's developing. But we saw it was actually a really good idea. Initially, I wasn't opposed, but I was hesitant. Cavi made the council chat public. No council has ever done that in the history of RFL, making the actual council chat public, where we can read it. That was a really cool idea. I'm not sure how it's gonna, but so far it's been pretty cool. We saw about the PA discussion. Is that, well, what was your take on the PA reposition?
I mean, if you saw it, then like, well, for the sake of the show, we tried talking about what the PA rep would do. The only thing that immediately came to mind was impeachment polls and breaking ties, and we figured there's no reason to bring something back if that's all we can do as far as outlining the job.
So,
Like, it's not that important.
so your decision was to delay the PA reposition or wait until it's needed. That was
The decision was, like, we don't have to default to bringing it back just because. We can, like, talk about what a role like that would be later on if it's required, but right now it just isn't.
But
Shouldn't that be the player's decision though? Like, not the count decision. Shouldn't there be like a poll on that or something? If they feel the need.
That- yeah, that's
to.
actually a good
What
idea.
would you what would a P player representative do at this
Well,
point?
I'm not, but I'm just saying it's that council decision to make.
I mean, no.
If people feel the need, not
I mean,
necessarily.
sure, people feel the need for one. That's one thing, but like, let's not
should
look
be
at this
both.
like we're taking something away. It's like we didn't have anything. We're just adding,
Mm.
you know. So it's like we don't have to make up there being a PA rep if we don't know what it does yet.
I don't personally think there needs to be one, but I'm saying some people might. Like, they should be polled.
I
in my
mean,
opinion.
sure, but when we get there, we can have that conversation. We're just
That's fair.
Are you saying that there's no way for people to like vote on things?
I mean, the polls have been going up anyway, but it's just been council-based polls, I think. Which I'm
yeah,
fine with.
it's like that's nothing.
And as
that
long
the
as
PA rep
council
has to
fucking,
do
as
instead of
long as council listen and poll things that like player suggestions, there'll never be a need for one. But
Exactly.
we'll see. I don't know. It's going well so far. I don't think with that, but I'm saying some people might feel the need. Fear.
As long as council's open to taking suggestions by people.
Dude, as long as it's not like fucking Shavrae and we're in polls, he put a poll up, should fucking something. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? He just wasted everyone's time.
PA rep is still pretty important, but
just wondering, right? Okay, apart from like
the
what
league could
Dench,
go with them. I think.
apart from what Dench and Olaf have said so far, what if in the scenario, like, what if in a scenario there's a vote between the council and it's 2-2? What do you guys? How do you guys, break the tie?
talk about it until one of us swings the other way, probably. I mean, if that's really all it is. Like, I would respond to, we need the fifth person to break ties as add a fifth council member. Like, I don't see that as a case for a PA rep in and of itself. Like, that's not a special job.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, but also I think there should be 5 people council members. Just that reason gives me a feeling that there should be a 5th member on council.
I wouldn't be opposed. But I
So
mean,
you guys have to start thinking about like a fifth council member or some, because right now from what I see it, you guys are kind of like a little vulnerable, at least say a little vulnerable to a 2-2 tie if a vote was going to happen, because it looks like there is no system in place to deal with that situation.
I suppose you're not wrong. I mean,
But that situation can always be fixed.
so far, like, I mean, we haven't even started to play the first game yet, but council, we haven't had a lot of trouble hitting a consensus on about everything important we've discussed. So when we get to a point where we get stuck in a 2-2 spot, I'm sure we'll have that conversation by bringing someone else in. Or sooner. I mean, I might bring it up like in 10 minutes, but
Good answer.
Okay.
That might be something good to bring up, honestly.
Back to the very original question 15 minutes ago. What are some of the problems RFL will face? Because this topic initially started off with me saying about the referees, which devolved into Chinese RWTing and Venezuelan human trafficking into the PA position and the fifth vote decider, right? Back to the very original point. What are some of the problems RFL will face coming into the season? Like, is it like a more problem like Badiak will be able to answer because he's in the council? Or not answer. It's not really answer. It doesn't really answer. It's like a. What are some things like RFL hasn't really thought about yet?
I have one, definitely.
Go on.
This is not controversial. This is just fucking stating facts. Like, you look at like a week ago, how active. Well, not even a week ago. Like a couple of days ago, how active like the calls were in the Discord. Like there was full of people, right? And this happened in the last time on Felty. Like the community had completely split down the fucking middle, and you had the Rams friends go one way, and everyone else go the other way. You know what I mean? Like that, you have a certain group of friends who like stay in their own goals and stuff. Like I just don't want that shit to happen again. Because the reason the league got back is because everyone was speaking and like playing together.
You know what?
And like
Dench
you
is
can
the
already
point.
see, there's not many people going to be sitting goals anymore. They're just going to go sit in their own goal with their friends. Which I mean, It's your fucking life. You can do whatever you want, but I just don't want everyone to split down the middle.
You know what? I
Keep
100% agree with that. You know, he actually took the fucking words out of my mouth. Do you know why? Because before the teams were formed, before the draft, everyone was in the same call, right? There was no separate calls. But as soon as the team was formed, I'm saying this because, like, I'm not in a team, right? So I'm not in any team. Not in any team calls or anything like that, right? Right? But I've noticed as soon as the teams were made, people started, like, hanging out less, like, as, like, one whole community, and more as, like, into their own team. It become, like, more separated. I've seen it, like, in scrims and everything, right? And so I come in the scrim by myself, thinking I'm lonely, I have no friends to talk to, I have no friends to RuneScape, I'm just gonna sit there like a spectator with, like, my dick in my hand, just, like, watch you guys play. That's why I go to referee, because I want to feel included, right? That's why I go to referee. I'm like, oh, you know what? I don't want to feel excluded because I'm not in a team, right? I want to feel included. I want to ref.
Mm.
Know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying, like, I agree with Dench. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
it's not a bad thing. I mean, it's not a
No,
wrong
not
thing.
really. It's your friends. Like, you can see it with your friends.
I'm
I
saying
have
it's
some
not.
This is the
say on
reason.
that.
Sorry.
About that.
I mean, it could be a bad thing, but it's not a wrong thing, right? It's not a wrong thing. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just the way it
Wrong
is,
at all.
right?
Just
I have
like-
one thing to say. You would obviously see that after a draft because most teams are probably getting in their calls to obviously talk about a game plan. Watch about maybe halfway through the season once the game plans are already set. You'll actually see a lot more people just getting in the Discord and talking to themselves, playing other games. Why
But that's
no one's actually
interesting.
playing games.
Because it's not even being just drawing scrims. Being the RFL call, like in Discord now, is a lot more empty than a couple days ago. Like, not many people saying that shit like all night now. Especially
Yeah.
me. I used to wake up. Well, when I wake up, it's like you guys going to bed, and it used to be like 10 fucking 15 people in that call.
Mm, that's
Sometimes,
true.
anyway.
There
but
have
now
been
it's
times, like,
no one.
Like, I remember, like, 2 or 3 weeks ago, I went out, I did some illegal stuff. Guess what? I got back home. I was just like, you know, I just wanted to go sleep. Well, guess what? I looked at my Discord. I saw 10 people in the RFL Discord.
Exactly.
I was like, fuck that, fuck yeah, you know, I'm gonna join this fucking call.
And then
I mean,
look how many people are in
Just
it now.
wait. Like, people are just getting their teams already. The first game hasn't even started yet.
I hope that's the case. I hope.
I really
it's
hope so
gonna be.
too. And honestly, Dench, I know what you're coming from, and I really hope it's like that too. I want everyone to be
Yeah.
connected. I don't want it
That's
to be.
the reason it's back, dude. That's the reason everyone's playing again.
Yeah, no, and that's the reason I'm playing again too. Like,
Exactly.
This is actually becoming very wholesome now.
it's a community, bro. It's
Yeah.
it's
I mean,
not
one big
it's not a
thing
game.
is,
It's
You're right.
a
I
lot
I don't
of
want
us
to
are
sit
old
like
now.
cold chaff.
My
A
all
lot
name-
of us are old enough now to have jobs, so like we can now pay for membership.
exactly.
A lot of us.
And we're all old enough to understand each other's feelings, be dicks to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, there hasn't been too much hate in the RFL.
Yeah, really, it hasn't been as toxic as it once used to be. No, hey, I'm not calling anyone out.
Who are you calling out?
But
I'm calling
games
out
haven't
like
even started yet.
here.
so
I'll call one out. I'll call Aoil out.
Oh,
man.
okay, yeah, A-Oil, yes. Okay, so far the only, like, toxicity I've seen. Okay, here's the
Oh
thing.
shit!
Since-
I don't even want to talk, dude. I don't think he should be in.
Well, one thing to say is, like, since the RFL, like, came back, there's been literally no drama, nothing bad at all, right? But the only toxic thing I've seen so
Oil.
far is not Shavrae, A-Oil. A-Oil, he's been a little bit, you know,
He's just toxic. He thinks he's better than everyone.
it's not like who's right or wrong. It's the fact that he decided to go out and call it a whole team shady, and they should not deal with that team. That's kind of toxic.
Yeah.
dude, I was fucking around. Like, he's like going in.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, I know.
saying some
for
shit he
calling
should not
us
be
out,
saying.
like, I don't think we're shady. We just have to get a game plan, and once we get that
He
game
called
plan,
me a Varrock dick rider.
Alright, right. But you voted for the 49ers in the vote.
exactly. I,
mean,
don't know.
Yeah,
He's calling us out.
but it's the RFL, so anything can happen. I think Rams might have a chance.
The Varrock Dick Rider. Olaf, can you confirm? Can you turn around and show us your ass just to me?
Fuck is going on?
Badiak's just like, what the?
No, don't actually do it. Don't actually do it. Don't actually do it. All
I
right.
mean, I don't think he was actually gonna do it, but okay.
I hope he was. I was getting excited. Anyway,
But yeah, I see.
dude, but no one's been fucking toxic to Pop. I mean, I wouldn't even say he was being toxic, dude. He was just being petty.
He's just He's just being
I
annoying.
don't know.
Being A-oil,
We should
dude.
say.
That's what it is.
But that I don't know. Like I don't think like one person you just go out and you just call a whole team shady, and he said a lot of
but
other
you know
shit.
what it's like.
And there's
Not
a game
everyone-
hasn't even started yet.
But and the worst part is right, it's over like one decision. Like when he ran out like the fucking penalties. You know what I mean? Like I don't know what you call this. What do you call like the line where spectators stand? This is the out zone.
Sideline.
The sideline. Yeah.
Sideline.
Yeah, the sideline. He ran to the sideline, and he said that he ran to the touchdown or something like that. And it was he was lying straight to his teeth. Everyone in the field saw him know where he ran. No one was on his side, but he was lying straight out of his teeth. And then he decides to like call a team shady because of that. I don't know. That just sounds like
Wait, did he call out his own team?
no. The team. Well, basically like there was 5 other people. They all, even his teammates, was saying like he was wrong, but he was really adamant. I don't know, like if it was
He's
being,
A-oil.
He was really opposed to his own.
You suppose?
Even if he ran in the end zone on his side, that's still out of bounds.
yeah.
Like,
That's the thing. I don't really understand like his behavior. That's why I think it is toxic, like what he's been doing. But we'll see. It's A-oil, right? It's A-oil.
He's the only one that I feel like has been actually getting on. Just in general, just like he's been really.
Well, we'll see. Another person to keep an eye on is Shavrae. Now, right now, he's going to the night. Like, there's a cycle of Shavrae, which me and A-Rog like thought about and like discussed. The cycle of Shavrae. I wish A-Rog was there. We would talk about the cycle of Shavrae. It begins the nice tray phase. You know, it's like a nice tray phase. Like, you know, oh, Shavrae is back. I'm nice now. I'm gonna be nice to everybody. I'm sorry for what I did. And then slowly, something triggers. The mistake happens. The mistake happens where he makes a mistake. He gets into a fight with someone, an argument, some kind of conflict, and that's devolved into something really petty. And then he gets into arguments with a lot of people. And before you know it, the whole league hates him. And then all of a sudden, he rage quits. He gets kicked out or he rage quits. And then the whole cycle, like, you know, recycles over and over and over and over again. So right now, he's in a nice tray phase. He has a longer fuse compared to A-Oil, but I'm just saying, I hope for the best Shavrae has changed in terms of attitude, but we've been saying that for the last 7 years, 5-7 years, right? This might be it. You know, this might be the cycle where it finally gets broken. This might be the iteration of the cycle which
I
gets
hope
broken.
so. I really hope so.
But right now, we've seen this shit before. The nice tray phase where he's nice to everybody. He's like, bros, what's up, bros? Oh, bros, I'm so, you know what I mean? Like we've seen this shit before. But we'll
Dude,
see.
he's doing that in calls too.
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, not again.
Exactly, right? We'll see we'll see if he's actually changed for the best or if the cycle continues. The cycle of life and Shavrae.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Good shit,
I think
man.
it's time to like, you know, to wrap this podcast. Any last words, guys? Like, let's start from Olaf. Any last words?
thanks for having me, I guess.
No problem. And Andy Hammel. Thank you. Any last words, Mr. Andy Hammel?
No, I think I'm good.
All right. Joey fucking Ferguson.
You know, I just hope everyone has a fun time this year. Like, honestly, it's gonna be fun. Hopefully.
How many beers have you drunk so far?
I've only drank 2 since I stopped earlier, like 4 o'clock.
Fair enough.
Damn, Joey.
Big man now. And finally, Stephen A. Dench. Any last words?
I would like to wish the Rams good luck for their game on Tuesday. I hope it's really fun.
Well, guys, there you have it. Andy Hammel in the middle, Josh Corrigan on the right, Joey Ferguson on top left, and Dench on the top bottom right. Bottom left. And this is your host, Gaz. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. This will be uploaded on YouTube where you can rewatch it with timestamps, everything completely professional. We'll make Mr. Sharon, who's the head of production of this news agency, whatever you want to call it. He'll be making edits, all that kind of shit, timestamps, everything, all that bullshit. We'll copyright the name, all that shit. We'll also think of a name very soon for the podcast, hopefully. And Yeah, like
Hopefully.
thank you very much for the for the viewership, the people who watched
Hey,
it.
72 and 60 on Tuesday.
Yeah, shout out to everyone in RFL who makes this
That's the
possible.
score
Exactly.
of the game. 72-60 Rams on third.
I like it. Like the podcast started with like a little bit of tension, whatever, right? With some nerves, whatever, and then towards the end it got like more wholesome, and it was like more chilled out, relaxed. Like we were.
72-60 final score Rams on Tuesday.
Whoa. Okay.
Joey, if you
All right,
play,
hey,
got
I love
you.
y'all. Love the podcast. See y'all next.
All right, see ya, Joey fucking Ferguson. All right, guys, thank you for watching once again. I'll see you guys again soon for the second episode. Keep in touch. Thank you. Mwah. Guy, Andy Hammel, give us a. Hold on.
Give you what?